Hi, Ethan.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Good.
Can you tell me about yourself?
Yes, my name is Shur. I was born in 1967 in USSR, in city of Kuibyshev. Today there is no such a country, no such a city, and it was funny.
Great. What is your education?
Yes, I studied in basic school for 10 years. It was regular for Soviet children. And then I went to Leningrad Institute of Precision Mechanics and Optics. It was a very interesting experience, very interesting journey, I would like to say, because it was a new city, a large one, a wonderful one. Leningrad, today it is St. Petersburg, and I studied physics, optics there, something that I wanted to study from my childhood.
Thank you. When did you move to Israel?
I moved to Israel in 1992. Before it, at about 1988, I started to think about myself as Jew, about Jewish history, Jewish people, and Jewish state of Israel, and then I moved to Israel.
Okay, great. What is your current profession?
My profession is optics engineer, and I work in a company named Shamir, Israeli company, and we design and produce lenses for glasses.
Great. How many years you working there?
I working there from 1998, so more than 20 years.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
When did you start studying about philosophy?
I started it here in Dror. At 2002-03. Yes.
Okay. How did you first arrive at Dror?
My friend Pavel Shachar bring me to here. It was interesting how it happened. I made an army service, reservist service with him, and I get to know him, and I saw that he read books. So I asked him, what are these books? He said it's Hubbard, it was Dianetics and New Science of Life. What it about? I asked.
Yeah.
He said me, just read it. Read it, and I started to read. I started to read Dianetics books. It was amazing. I really understand what Ron was talking about. And shortly after that, Pavel bring me to Dror.
Great. In what year did you attested to the state of clear?
It was in 2010. It was in Copenhagen, in advanced torque of Copenhagen. Yes, I made it by alternate route. So then I did all the way from net completion to OT5.
So all your auditing until clear you did in Draw Center?
Yes, yes, I made it in Dror. I made several finishes in Copenhagen, but yes, all my auditing I got in Dror.
Okay. And what is the last service that you did in the church?
It was in Copenhagen OT5.
How did that go?
It was okay. It was a very interesting journey. As I already said, I made all the way from net completion to OT5 in one run. It was very intensive auditing and other actions in Copenhagen. It was amazing experience when I went clear by sole auditing. This was one of the biggest experiences I got ever in Scientology, and then all the way up to OT5. Again, it was very intense auditing, but I enjoyed every moment. It was absolutely good from the technical side. Auditing that I got, assessing, everything was okay. Everything was okay. Also, studies that I made there, solo course. I had no complaints about it. The only thing that disturbed me there was IIS with their donations requests. But again, from the technical side, it was absolutely okay.
Okay, great. And you were also on lines at the Tel Aviv OT?
Yes, right.
Okay, what services you did there?
I was on lines of Tel Aviv org for several years. It was several courses. I never did auditing there. Courses that I made there was part of student head, and it was OEC book 0. Pretty big course. So studying there was also okay. Technically, it was good arranged. Facility there was not perfect, let's say, but people was good there mostly. Most of them were good trained supervisors, CSS, and it was good and honest people, most of them.
Okay, great. Okay, I understand that you left the church in 2012.
Yes.
Together with your friends at Draw Center. Why did you decide to leave the church?
Yes, good question. First of all, it was not easy decision. I think that it was not easy decision for all of us because we grew up in Scientology, we studied many things, we audited, and many of us came to very good state of beingness due to Scientology. So it was not easy. But I'm personally, I can say again that from technical point of view, much of the services that I got from Tel Aviv org, from Copenhagen advanced org, was okay. I saw strange things here and there from time to time, but every time I tried to convince myself that it was just local imperfections, I would say, and that the whole Scientology organization worldwide goes pretty great, as it was shown in events videos. But there were many signs of deviation from technology. For example, one of the hardest experiences was on board on Freewinds when I came to there at about 2007, I think. For example, I went there to study something special. I wanted to study one of the congresses, but then all new books just was released, and I was forced to redo the analytics course. It was okay from one side to make this course again. It's a good course at the end, but I already did it, and to go up to Freewinds to make about 10,000 kilometers to get there, and just to redo course that I already did, it was very strange. It was again forced on me, and then I felt probably for the first time that Scientology Church not always think about me, let's say, but they have their own targets and purposes, and not every time it aligns with my target. And when they wanted something, they was able to force it on their public. So this was not pleasant experience, and again, all these donations requests everywhere in Tel Aviv org, in Copenhagen org, in Freewinds. It was very hard to bear off. It was very strange in the beginning. It was really disturbing after that, and it was clear for me that it couldn't be right strategy, and it couldn't be right targets to request these donations every time. Pretty big sums of money never seemed to me something correct or something by the policy. Yeah. This was main reasons, I think, to leave the church.
Okay, thank you. Did the church talk to you after leaving?
Yes, yes. Several people approached me, tried to convince me to come back, tried to tell not pleasant things about Daniel and Tammy Lemberger, about Dror.org. Yes.
Okay. What they told you?
They told that Daniel and Tammy squirrels, and several very strange things about Tammy as not good auditor, when Tammy was twice best auditor, best field auditor of the world. So it was very strange and weird to hear. So I can say that they didn't make much impact on me, and by then it was already no question for me to leave or to stay.
Understand. Okay, Since leaving the church, what training and auditing have you done at Dror?
Yes, so for sure I continuing my training and my auditing. I made several courses like data evaluator specialist, PTSSP course, something that I wanted to do for many years, and solo notes auditor course. And then I went to Excalibur course, Excalibur auditing. Before that, I made solo notes auditing in Dror. I was one of the first to do it in Dror.
How it was?
It was amazing. It was amazing process. It was amazing study, amazing course. These materials blew me away, and auditing was just funny. It was light and pleasant auditing every day, several sessions, just amazing. So this auditing gave me a lot of motivation to continue. So then I continued to Excalibur. I made a course, also amazing course, amazing theory, and then I made all the Excalibur auditing. Amazing also. I finished actually 2 weeks ago life repair auditor course, and actually it was my first experience as auditor.
Wow.
I got auditing for about 20 years, and I made a lot of solo auditing for myself, but this experience was absolutely different, and for me it complements my experience as a solo auditor, as a pre-clear, as pre-OT, to give auditing to others.
Wow.
Yes.
Great. So what is your wins from doing this course?
Yes, so as I already said before, it was my first experience as auditor, and it was a great experience. I realized what it means to be auditor, and I understood better the auditing technology. Again, I studied this technology for many years to be solo auditor, but when you apply these techniques on your PC, you understand it better and you feel it better. So it is. I think that it is vital part of any auditor training, and I feel very confident with this training, with the auditing that I gave to my PC, and it is vital experience, absolutely.
Great. How would you compare auditing inside the church and outside?
Yes, also good question. Again, probably I was lucky to get good auditing in every place. It was always great auditing in Dror. I started my auditing as PC with Aviv Bershatsky, then in the beginning of 2000s. Aviv then was a young beginning auditor, and then I made auditing with, I get auditing from Tammy Lemberger, one of the best auditors I ever met. Also, auditing that I get in Copenhagen OT was absolutely okay. So both auditing outside drawer and inside drawer technically was absolutely okay. I never had problems during the auditing, after the auditing. It was okay. The environment is different in drawer and outside drawer. In drawer, it is really distraction-free environment. It is was supposed in all Scientology policies. No pressure, no disturbance from anybody or anything. In church, it was different because always you feel this pressure of donation. I felt that I was on duty every time, and it was not so pleasant feeling. So on side of technically good auditing, you always feel this pressure. So there is no such thing in drawer. You feel good in session, outside the session, in drawer, in my house. So this is a big difference, this environment around the auditing.
Great. What is your impression of our academy?
Good impression. I am happy to see many people in our academy drawer trained several supervisors, and part of them are absolutely new to Scientology. They started from scratch, and today these supervisors are running our academy. Again, it's pleasure to see new people studying this very important materials, and my old friends that also continue in their study, in their auditing. Good to see it.
Okay. Any wins you want to share with us from doing the OT levels at Draw Center?
Yes. So first I would say, in general, do your OT levels. If you can do it in drawer, even better. You get distraction-free environment, and you can get good friends for free here. OT levels, it is amazing experience. OT levels makes you to feel yourself, helps you to understand yourself, to understand the world, the people around you, and to understand how all this works, and why things happened, why they happened in the past, why they are happening now, and you can live through understanding what you are, what are you doing, and what others doing. It is very important for everyone, I think.
Wow, great.
Thank you.
Is there something else you would like to say to us?
I would advise to everyone to start its training and auditor if it's has not started yet, or to continue your training and auditing if you are already on it, because I think that by this training and by this auditing you can get very high levels of your business, and I think that this is the only way to keep your good state and to live happy life, be less influenced by this today's environment, all this mass media influences and coronavirus issues. You could just continue to live your life and to be happy.
Well, great. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Thank you, Eitan.